Okay, we're back. We are now doing, I guess, I don't know what I would call this category, scene it calls it, but these are all codes that change looks and such related to your sprite or your background. So let's start with set size. So set size is a percentage of your sprite size to regular size. So this also something that you can pinch and zoom in on. The strawberry I can pinch and make it bigger. And then this is relative to that. So what percentage of your baseline size do you want it to be, smaller or larger, and at what speed do you want it to change? I should have said the set size code is good for if you're doing a game where something is going to grow or shrink during the game and you want it to reset to a certain size at a new level or something. This is where you would use that. Change size tells it by how many to change. So change size by 20, that's in 20 spaces on the screen. Make it 20 spaces larger at this speed. You can also do negatives in this to make it smaller. Hide should be self-explanatory. You tap on it, it hides. The speed is sometimes important. If you haven't learned, sometimes when things don't hide immediately and there's triggers for touching other sprites, that's where the speed becomes important, so keep that in mind. Show code, same thing. Oops, I accidentally hit it. Let's show it back up again. So percent has to do with how transparent you want it. 100% means like fully visible. If you do 50%, it's a little bit more see-through. So that's a little bit different. Go back to 100 there. Okay. And then speed is how fast that happens. Switch background should be self-explanatory. Which background do you want to change it to? Let's go back to the plain background here for our junk food ninja game that we're building. Strawberry is not really junk food, but anyway, switch to a background and how fast you want it to switch. And then layer is an important one for how sprites appear. So you'll see that it is going over my hot dog and my taco and my fries. I will also point out that your sprites in your game are layered based on how they are introduced in the game, right? So they automatically layer in this order. If you need to change the layering, then you can do this. So let's say I want it behind my hot dog, and now I'm going to hit this code. So it doesn't look like anything happened, but if I move it up, it should have went behind my hot dog here. Maybe you have to do on play or something like that. But those are all of the scene codes, as they call them. So next tutorial, let's keep going with these pink ones. We have a little bit of time. These also are modification codes for sprites. So glow code will make your object glow, and what color do you want it to glow and for how long. Okay, so we have a glowing strawberry now, sort of an effect. Flashlight on. I don't even know what this does. Flashlight off. Never use this code. Okay, well, y'all can play with flashlight. Okay, set color. So this is important. It changes the default color of the object. So let's say you wanted your strawberry to start getting rotten. If I set that, I now have a rotten old dead strawberry. Okay, so let's set it back. Oh, now the whole thing's purple. How do I get it back to normal? Okay, well, I've now messed up my strawberry. Okay, change color has to do with the speed at which it changes. All right. So I think this has to do with like color spectrum codes. It keeps going through the colors. If you do 10, it will be a slower transition through the color spectrum. Never really had any use for these, but knock yourself out. Okay, we'll leave it at a purple strawberry. All right, and that's it for all of our colors and lights and scene codes. Check back for the next tutorial on our last bit of codes.